Okay, so last week we started the series with a focus on the fourth limb of yoga. And the fourth limb is pranayama, or mastery of the breath. I started the series with that limb because it's one that can be very accessible on and off the mat. So we will always practice breath awareness in all of our classes together. Practice lengthening on our inhales, lengthening on our exhales. And that's something that you can do when you're away from your yoga practice as well, to relieve anxiety and stress. This week, our practice is centered on the first limb of yoga. And the first limb of yoga is Yama. There are 5 yamas within the first limb of yoga. And these can be thought of as practices which are intended to nurture our relationships so that we can bring more clarity and ease within ourselves. So our practice is for bringing in that clarity and ease within ourselves, but by doing that, it can also benefit those around us. So if you are interested in learning more about the yamas, each one, there's a lot to go into with them. I give you a little bit of detail as an introduction in the email that I sent out yesterday, but take what feels or what resonates with you, what you feel called to learn more about. And you could research it, or you could reach out to me with questions, and I can give you some resources also if you're interested. So with that, let's all lie down on our mats. We'll start lying down today. Get yourself comfy on your mat. And as we start our practice in this reclined position, know that you can adjust at any time. Move around when your body asks you to. So to start our practice, I'll briefly read to you each of the yamas, 5 yamas, and an English translation. The first yama is ahimsa, nonviolence, or can be thought of as compassion. The second is satya, truthfulness, or living your truth. The third is asteya, non-stealing, non-coveting. The fourth is brahmacharya, moderation. And the fifth is aparigraha, non-attachment. So again, these are practices that we can use in our relationships to bring more clarity and ease within ourselves. So as you are lying down, if lying down feels like a comfortable start for you, we will take 3 deep rounds of centering breath. So first round of breath, big inhale through your nose. Big sigh out on your exhale. Let's do that 2 more times. Long breath in through your nose. Big sigh out. This last and third round of centering breath, take the deepest inhale you've taken so far. Biggest exhale you've taken so far. As you release your third exhale, soften your gaze or close your eyes. Let your breath come to a natural rhythm. We'll take a scan through our bodies, starting from the top of the head. Imagine a bright white light, slowly scanning from the top of your head all the way down to the toes. As you go, if you notice you're holding on to tension in certain areas of your body, see if you can let just some of the tension go at the start of your practice. If you're still in your scan, keep going. As you finish your scan, we'll take a few rounds of breath, counting our inhales and our exhales. My hope for you is to find a length of your inhale that feels like it's a little longer than you might usually do. So to your limit, a length on the inhale, maybe try counting to 5 as you start. And then we'll try to have our exhale be a little bit longer. So if you're using 5 for your inhale, you could use 7 for your exhale. Take a full round of breath before you begin. And when you feel ready, start to count on your inhale. Maybe counting to 5, adjusting as it feels necessary. When you reach your exhale, start the count again, trying to count a little longer than your inhale. So maybe counting to 7. Do that 2 more times. Count to maybe 5 on the inhale, 7 on the exhale. As you finish your 3rd round of counting that breath, release hold of the focus on your count. In the theme of this week, surrounding how we feel in our relationships so that we can bring in more ease and clarity within ourselves. Welcome in a feeling of ease, a feeling of abundance surrounding your relationships. Imagine you could trust that everything meant to be will be, that it already is. Hold on to that feeling for a moment. Start to deepen your breath. And as you do, bring your palms together, rub your palms. Create a little friction between your palms. Place one hand over your chest, your heart space, one hand over your belly, and take a big breath in. Notice your belly rise as you inhale. As your exhale comes through, let your belly fall. Do that 2 more times. Big breath into the belly, big release on the exhale. When you finish your 3rd round of breath, bring movement back into your bodies. You could rock your head from right to left. Point and flex your toes, stretch your arms. So in our physical practice today, we will focus on opening in the hips, warming in the core, and finding some balance. Be compassionate with yourselves as we move and respond when your body asks for rest. So come to child's pose, take a breath in a seated position, whatever your body's asking for. Hug your knees, rock from side to side. So still lying down, hug your knees, rock from side to side. And I'll show you actually. So you can see me if you'd like to glance at the camera. Take a couple more rocks from side to side. And then we'll hug one knee. So right knee starting, hug your right knee into your chest, send your left leg out long and release it to the mat. Clasping around your shin, rock from side to side a couple times. Send the sole of your foot up to the sky, clasp beneath your knee. As you do, press your shoulders into the mat, draw your thigh towards your belly. Lots of length in your neck. Take a couple breaths. Clasp your fingers around your shin again. Hold on with your left hand and release your right hand. We're setting up for a twist. We'll draw our knee across the body to the left side. And as you do, open your right arm. And take a couple breaths here. Come back through center. Hug your left knee in, send your right leg out long. Release your right foot to the mat. Clasp your fingers around your left shin, hugging your thigh towards your belly. Take a few rocks from side to side. Send the sole of your foot up towards the ceiling, clasp beneath your knee. Again, draw your thigh towards your belly. Take a few rounds of breath. Clasp your fingers around your shin again. Setting up for your twist, release your left hand to the mat. Hold on with your right hand, draw your knee to the right side of the body this time. Open the left arm. Take a few rounds of breath here. Come back through center. Hug both knees in. Take another rock from side to side, this time opening the knees a little further away from one another as you do. Plant both feet into the mat, wide on the mat for windshield wipers. Place your hands wherever they feel comfortable and let both of your knees fall together to the right. Come back through center, let both knees fall to the left. Keep going at your own pace. Take a few rounds right and left. Next time your knees fall to the right, let them stay for a couple breaths. Come back through center, let the knees fall to the left, let them stay for a couple breaths. And back through center. Walk your heels in towards your hips, feet hip width distance, starting to engage in our core. We'll take rounds of bridge, lifting and lowering with our breath. So take a full breath in, full breath out before we begin. Next time you inhale, slowly lift your hips at the pace of your inhale. As you exhale, slowly lower your hips at the pace of your exhale. Press your low back into the mat completely. Keep going with that. Do 3 more rounds. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you lower. Last round, inhale as you lift. Exhale as you lower. We'll take a figure 4 stretch as a gentle warm up for our hips before we come to standing. Bring your right ankle to your left thigh, open your right knee away from your body. So by opening the right knee away from the body, you might feel a deeper stretch. You can walk your left heel in a little closer to your hip bones, or clasp your fingers beneath your left thigh, lift your left foot. If you choose to lift your foot, notice what happens in your right knee. Maybe open it away from the body just a little more. Maybe draw the left thigh a little closer to your chest. Take a few breaths. Release your left foot. Release your right foot. Same thing, other side, left ankle to your right thigh, open the left knee away from the body. As you do, decide if you'd like to stay here for your stretch or clasp beneath your right hip or right thigh, lift your right foot. Check in with what's happening with your knee, take a few breaths. Lower your right foot to the mat. Lower your left foot to the mat. We will come up to a seat. If you'd like to, you can hug beneath your thighs, rock and roll up to a seat, taking a few rocks and rolls. Eventually make your way all the way up to your seat. And from your seat, head straight to tabletop. So we're coming into tabletop with our wrists beneath our shoulders and our knees beneath our hips, setting up for cat-cow. When you get there, take a full breath in, full breath out before we begin. Then start to move with your breath. Inhale as your belly hammocks down towards the mat. Exhale as you round your spine, release your head. Keep going with your breath, take a few rounds. Take one more full round of cat-cow. Come back through a neutral spine, rock your hips right to left, feeling a stretch in the side of your body. Come back through center. Tuck your toes, walk your palms forward just a little. We'll set up for our first down dog. When you're ready, lift your hips away from the mat, straighten the legs, and as you reach this down dog, walk your heels out, move in any way that feels good. Could rock your hips right to left here. Then settle into your down dog. So settling into our down dog, we're pressing into our palms. As we do, we're spreading the shoulder blades away from one another, lengthening through the spine. Take 2 rounds of deep breath. Come into your plank pose. And as you come into your plank pose, maybe adjust the hands and the feet so you're able to find a long line of energy from your heels through the top of your head. Hold here for a big breath. Stay on the balls of your feet, lift to down dog. Next time you inhale, press to plank again. When you exhale, press to down dog. Go with the pace of your breath. Do this 3 more times. Inhale to plank, exhale to down dog. Last time, inhale to plank. Exhale to down dog. Release your heels towards the mat as you walk your hands back to meet your feet. When you get there, hang in ragdoll, soft bend in the knees, release in the neck, take a breath. With your knees bent, roll up one vertebrae at a time. As you reach the top, roll your shoulders. Take a few shoulder rolls. Switch the direction. Release your shoulders, release in the neck a little. Let your chin fall to your chest. Let your right ear fall to or roll off to your right shoulder. Back through center, forward motion to the left. Do that a few times. When you feel even, release. So wherever you are on your mat, we'll think mountain pose Tadasana. You might feel comfortable setting up with your feet hip width distance. Grip through your toes. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. As you exhale, bring your palms back through prayer. Do this at your own pace 3 more times. If it feels good in your body to close your eyes, you can close your eyes to keep your own pace. Next time your hands come through prayer, open the eyes, release your hands at your sides, and find a point on the ground or the wall that you can gaze at to help support your stability for the next part. So this is our gentle warm up to balance. We're going to come up to the balls of the feet as we inhale and reach through the arms. Hold your gaze slowly as you inhale, lift to the balls of your feet, reach through your arms. As you exhale, slowly back down to the heels. Do that a few more times. Go at your own pace with your breath. So we'll do one more round. This round, as you inhale and lift to the balls of your feet, see if you can hold for a full breath. Slowly lower back down to your heels. And as you reach your heels, sit back to chair pose. So our hips are sending back, our chest is forward. Lengthen your spine. You could have your hands in prayer if that feels good. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, let your belly touch your thighs, fold forward. As you inhale, stand up, reach through your arms, straighten your legs. As you exhale, bring your palms back to prayer, sit down to your chair pose. Let your belly rest on your thighs, release your head. Inhale, stand up, reach through your arms. Last time, exhale, sit down to chair pose. Hold for a full breath. Let your belly rest on your thighs. Release the chair, stand up, inhale, reach through your arms. Exhale, bring your palms back to prayer. Shake it out a little bit. So one more little balance before we come into our standing flow. We're going to grip and stand into our left foot. So gripping through your left toes. Again, find your gaze to support your stability and slowly lift up your right knee, hug your right knee. So give yourself a moment to get there, find your stability first. Once you're there, release your left arm, open it up to the side. Find your stability again. Slowly open your right knee to the right side. See if you can hold for a breath. Slowly come back to center. Release your right foot to the mat. Bend one knee and the other. We'll do that on the other side. Grip and stand into your right toes, right foot. Find your gaze again. Lift your left knee. Give it a squeeze. Find your stability again. When you find it, open your right arm. Stabilize. Then maybe open the left knee to the left side. See if you can hold for a breath. Come back through center. Release the left foot to the mat. Beautiful. So let's start at the front of our mats, mountain pose Tadasana. When you get there, inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, soft bend in the knees as you fold. Inhale, palms to shins, flat back. Exhale as you plant your palms, step to plank. Find your plank and let's hold for 3 rounds of breath. So lower the knees at any time during this plank if you'd like. We won't do vinyasas today, we'll just do plank holds. One more round of breath. Press up to down dog. Find your down dog, then take a breath there. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, step through to low lunge, right foot forward, release the back knee, back toes. Once you're there, could bring one hand at a time to your thigh, or when you're ready, reach up through your arms. Take a few rounds of breath. Beautiful. Release your fingertips down towards the mat. So if you have blocks, you could use a block on either side of your foot. If you don't have blocks, fingertips towards the mat, take a half step forward with your right toes. On an inhale, straighten your leg, lift your toes. When you exhale, lunge again. Do that 2 more times with the pace of your breath. Inhale to straighten the leg. Exhale to lunge. Next time your leg is straight, as you inhale, you can adjust the placement of your hands if that supports stability. Stay here or exhale, maybe nose towards your knee. Take a couple breaths wherever you are. Stand up or press up onto the fingertips again, forward to your lunge. Step to your plank pose. This time we'll just take 1 breath here. Big breath in. Stay for your exhale. Press up to down dog. On your next inhale, lift your left leg. As you exhale, step through to low lunge. Left leg forward, release the back knee, back toes. Maybe use one hand to your thigh at a time as you come up. Reach through your arms, take 3 rounds of breath. Sweep your palms or fingertips down towards the mat. Half a step forward with your left toes. Again, if you have blocks, you could use them here. Inhale as you straighten your left leg, lift your toes. Exhale as you lunge. Do that a few times with your breath. Adjust in the hands if that will help you support your stability. Next time your leg is straight, stay there. Take a big inhale. Either stay lifted or exhale as you slowly lower the nose towards the knee. Lift up again, press to your lunge. Set up for your plank pose and then step into your plank. We'll come back to our 3 rounds of breath here. Lower the knees at any time. Start your breath when you're ready. Press up to your down dog. From your down dog, gaze forward, come to the balls of your feet, bend your knees. Take a few steps forward to the front of your mat. When you get there, palms to shins, flat back. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale as you stand all the way up, reach through your arms. Exhale, bring your palms to prayer, soften the gaze, close the eyes. Rock from side to side a few times. Come back through center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale to your flat back, palms to shins. Exhale, step to your plank. So let's stay in our plank for either 3 breaths or as long as feels like you've reached your limit. If you'd like to hold for the 3 breaths, starting now, take a big breath in. When you find that you did or you have reached your limit, you can press the down dog. Take 2 more breaths. Last breath, press up to down dog. This time, inhale, reach your right leg up. And exhale as you step through to high lunge. So right leg comes forward, stay lifted on the back knee. From here, ground down through your back foot. So setting up for warrior 2, we're grounding down through our back foot, back toes spin out slightly. Rise up when you're ready. Your chest is facing the left, so away from your front knee. So right leg is forward, left leg is back. Your chest is facing left. Beautiful. Take a couple rounds of breath here. Next, inhale, reverse warrior. As you exhale, coming into extended side angle, bring your forearm to your thigh. Reach up with your left arm. So right forearm to right thigh, reaching for your left arm. Take a couple breaths. Sweep your left palm down. So both palms are coming to the mat, fingertips to the mat, inside of your front foot. Use your hands to crawl to the back of your mat, where your left toes will now be facing forward. We're coming into a high lunge, so left toes are forward. You're up on the ball of the back foot. When you feel ready, stand up into your high lunge. Can reach through the arms, or for support, have your hands to your thighs. Take a few rounds of breath here. So left leg forward, right leg back. Bring your palms together, coming through heart center in prayer. Take a step in with your back foot. So I'm going to move a little bit on my mat so I have space, but we're setting up for warrior 3. So our hips are squared forward, palms are to prayer. Lean forward with lots of length in your spine, bringing weight to your left foot. As you do, you might lift up just a little with your right foot, or maybe parallel the right leg with the mat. So play with your balance wherever you are today. Take a few rounds of breath. Bring your fingertips to the mat, bend in your standing knee if you need, and then kick a lot of energy through your right leg. Take a few breaths. Release the right foot to the mat, finding a forward fold either with the soft bend in the knees or straight legs. Release the head, shake right to left. Inhale as you stand up, reach through your arms. Exhale, bring your palms to prayer. Find your gaze or point on the ground that is supporting your stability. Foundation for your left foot, lift your right knee. Find some stability here first, and option to stay here. If you'd like to go to the next step, bring your right ankle to your left thigh, open your right knee, just like we did in figure 4 lying down. Sit back to your chair. Take a few rounds of breath. So play with this. If you fall out, come back in. If this feels like too much right now, stay lifted with your knees standing. Slowly stand up, lift your right knee again. So if you want to place that foot down just for a minute, shake it out. Same leg, gripping through your left foot, standing in your left foot, lift your right knee again. Lean forward as you kick your right leg back, play with it. Step your right foot back to high lunge. Inhale as you reach your arms up. Exhale, sweep your palms down. Crawl to the front of your mat again. Right leg will be facing forward. Take a step in with your back foot so that both feet are at the front of your mat. Forward fold. Take a few rounds of breath here. Bend one knee and the other. Bring your palms to your shins. Inhale as you lengthen through your spine. Exhale as you plant your palms, step to plank pose. So again, staying for either 3 rounds of breath, or when you reach your limit, press up to down dog. Big breath in, big breath out. Press up to your down dog. On an inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, step through to high lunge. So hands are still down on the mat as we set up for warrior 2. Ground down through your back heel, spin your back toes out just a little. When you're ready, stand up, open your chest to the right, warrior 2. Give yourself a few moments to adjust, set up, take a couple breaths. Inhale, reverse. Exhale to extended side angle, forearm to thigh. Left forearm is on your left thigh, reach through your right arm. Take a few breaths. Sweep your right fingertips down, crawl to the back of your mat. When you reach the back of your mat, your right leg will be forward. You'll be up on the ball of the back foot. Stand when you're ready. Get there, take a few breaths. Bring your palms through prayer. Take a step in with your back foot. Setting up again for warrior 3. So give yourself some space on your mat. Right leg is forward. Palms are in prayer. Lean forward, find your gaze for stability. Then bring the weight into your front foot, right foot, lifting in the left leg, maybe just a little, maybe parallel with the mat. Play with it, take a few breaths. If you fall out, come back in. Release your fingertips to the mat. You can bend in your standing leg as you kick through your left leg, standing splits. So you don't have to kick up too high, just send a lot of energy through that lifted leg. Release your foot to the mat. Take a forward fold, rock side to side. Stand up, reach through the arms. Bring your palms to prayer at heart center. Find your gaze for stability. Grip through your right toes. Slowly lift your left knee. So find your stability again. Choose to either stay here or bring your left ankle to your right thigh for standing figure four. If you find your standing figure four, sit back into your chair. Still in this figure four position, take a few rounds of breath. Slowly stand up, lift your left knee. Release the foot for a moment, shake it out a little. Same leg, grip through your right leg, lift your left knee. Lean forward and kick back. Step back with your left foot, high lunge. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, sweep your palms down. Crawl back to the front of your mat. When you get to the front of your mat, step both feet forward, find your forward fold. This time, reach for opposite elbows. Release your head completely. Take a few rounds of breath. Release your arms, stand up and reach through your arms. Exhale as you bring your palms through prayer. Soften the gaze, close the eyes, rock from side to side. Turn sideways on your mat. So sideways on your mat, hopefully you can still see me. If you can't, I'll try to talk you through as best as possible. Coming into a wide-legged stance. If your arms were in a T, it might feel good to have your ankles right below your wrists, but know that you can adjust this at any time. So if you feel pain in your hips, your knees, you can walk the feet in a little bit closer. Inhale and reach up through your arms. Exhale, kick your hips back and your chest forward as you let your fingertips touch the ground. From here, inhale, lengthen through your spine again. Exhale, let your head come down heavy towards the mat. Bring a little weight to the front of your feet. If this forward fold feels good, stay here. If movement in this forward fold would feel better, you can bend one knee and then the other. Take a couple more breaths wherever you are. Lift back up to your fingertips, half flat back, and we'll take our lunges now. So if you already took them, we'll take them a little bit deeper this time, just right to left. So keep your hands where you are, come down as far as feels good, all the way to the right. Come back through center, down as far as feels good, all the way to the left. Do that a few times back and forth. Come back through center, Heel toe your feet into a little bit more than hip width distance, ending with your heels in and your toes out. Bend in your knees, sit down, coming into yogi squat malasana. Adjust your feet when you get there and bring your hands to prayer. So this is a very deep stretch and a big hip opener. If you are noticing this doesn't feel right in your body today, you can turn your toes forward and lift up to a squat. Take a few rounds of breath wherever feels best in your body. Open your chest a little more, lengthen through the spine, take one more breath. Release your fingertips to the mat. Come down to a seat. So you can turn yourself back on your mat. Find your legs long. Adjust your sit bones. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. As you exhale, take a forward fold, reaching for the bottom of your feet, your shins, or wherever your hands place comfortably. Let your head rest towards your knees. Take a few rounds of breath. One more big breath, maybe sink a little deeper. Come back up to your seat. Bring the soles of your feet together for butterfly. Your feet or your heels can be as close in towards the body or as far away as feels good. Sit up nice and tall, take a big inhale. Hold on at your shins or your ankles with your hands. As you exhale, let your chin tuck towards your chest, round your spine. As you inhale, sit up nice and tall. If that movement feels good, take a few more rounds, exhaling as you tuck your chin to your chest, round your spine. Inhaling as you lengthen. If that doesn't feel good, you can stay lifted or fold towards your heels. One more time, inhale, sit up. Exhale, round your spine. Come back through your seat as you bring your knees in towards one another. Center your hips on your mat, come to lie all the way down. If you have a ponytail, you can take your ponytail out. When you get down to a reclined position, hug your knees in, rock side to side. Plant your feet into the mat. Setting up for bridge pose, heels in towards the hips, feet are hip width distance. You can either hold or lift and lower the way that we did at the beginning of the practice, whichever feels best for you. I'll guide you through holding for 3 rounds of breath and bridge. On an inhale, lift your hips away from the mat, keeping your thighs parallel. Lengthen your neck, maybe wrap your shoulders beneath your chest. Giving you a little extra lift, you could clasp your hands beneath your thighs. And imagine your chest lifting up towards your chin. Take 3 big rounds of breath. Belly rises on the inhale and falls on the exhale. Stay for one more inhale. As you exhale, release your shoulders, slowly lower down. Heel toe your feet to the width of your mat for windshield wipers. Bring your arms to a T. Let both knees fall to the right together. When you get there, if you'd like to deepen this twist, you can bring your right ankle on top of your left thigh. If it feels like a deep enough stretch, stay where you are. Maybe roll your gaze away from your knees, close the eyes, take 3 rounds of breath. If your right ankle is on top of your thigh, release it. Come back through center with your knees and your gaze. Let both knees fall to the opposite direction. So if your knees are to the left like mine, you could place your left heel on top of your right thigh to deepen the stretch, or you can skip that altogether. Let your gaze roll away from your knees. Close the eyes, take 3 rounds of breath. Release the top foot. Let the knees come back through center. Let the gaze come back through center. We'll set up for happy baby. So happy baby options, you can have your hands beneath your knees with the soles of the feet up to the ceiling, drawing the thighs towards the belly. If when you're here, you feel that you have the space to reach for the outside of your feet, you can also try that option. Whichever you choose, see if you can press your shoulders and your hips down towards the mat. Take a few rounds of breath here. If you're holding onto your hands, release. Bring the soles of your feet together for butterfly, letting your feet rest on the mat with the knees open wide. If this feels comfortable in your body and there's not a lot of pain or tightness in your hips, you can stay here for 3 rounds of breath. If this is feeling like a lot, you can send your legs out long. If you're with me, we'll start our breath. 3 big inhales to the belly, 3 big exhales. On this next round of breath, you can either stay in butterfly for your Shavasana or send your legs out long, letting the feet open away from one another. If your hands feel safe on your belly, you could keep them there, or let your arms open off to either side, palms facing up. Lift your head up, lengthen your neck, gently place your head back down. Take a big inhale through your nose. Big sigh out on your exhale. Soften your gaze, close your eyes. Release tension in your jaw. Let your shoulders melt heavy into the mat. Notice areas of the body that are still holding on to tension. Take this time to let that go. Take one more big breath in. Big sigh out. Allow yourselves to fully rest, fully release for the next few moments in your Shavasana. And start to deepen your breath again. As you do, bring small movements back into your bodies. Could rock your head right to left. Point and flex the toes. Either stay where you are or roll off to one side, curl up into a ball. Whichever you choose, take a couple more breaths. Crawl your way back up to a seat. Close your eyes as you arrive. As you reach your seat, bring your palms to prayer. Let your thumbs rest on your chest. Take an inhale, open your chest. As you exhale, tuck your chin towards your chest, maybe bow forward. Stay one last moment, notice how you feel. Namaste.